What's good, everybody? Listen, welcome to episode 1 of Occupy the Yard. Listen, this podcast is simple. We're all about encouraging students to lead, not just on their campus, not just in the community, but in the entire world. So we will always have real conversations around real topics, but ultimately to drive people closer to Christ. So listen, I'm your host, DB, but today I have some amazing people that I call our yard runners. So what I want to do is I want you to introduce yourself. Just give us your name, the campus you represent, and we'll jump into today's conversation.
I'll start. I'm Ebony. I go to MTSU. This is actually my first year at MTSU. And I formerly went to Trevecca.
Let's go.
Hey guys, I am Rayma Carson. I go to Tennessee State University.
Okay.
And I'm from DC.
Come on.
Yeah.
My name's Daylin. I represent Vanderbilt University, and I'm from Clarksville.
My name is Danielle Williams. I go to WK University, and I am from Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
There you go. So listen, all right, let's just do an icebreaker, all right?
Okay.
Y'all ready for it? All right.
Yeah.
When somebody say, hey, it's on the yard, what do you think about? When you're just like, what does the yard represent for you on your specific campuses, right? There's no right or wrong answer here, but the yard represents so much to so many people. What does that represent to you? And we don't have to go in any particular order. We can popcorn it. All right, cool.
When I hear what's on the yard, I'm thinking it's out there. Like, you know what it is. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows where it is. You know, everybody's got that spot on their campus, you know, whether it be Susie's on Vanderbilt or the airplane on TSU. Oh, it's out there. You know where it is. You know what it's about. It's on the yard.
Oh. Well, at TSU, it's at TSU, it's an HBCU, so the yard is more so like stereotypically is Greek organizations or the president's lawn.
Okay.
We on the yard today. Come out, you know. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
She said, I guess here at WKU, there in Bowling Green and WKU, I'd say, I honestly think I just defined the yard the other day.
Okay.
So, we had a campus ministry lawn party on our little south lawn, the DSU lawn. And I was like, you know what? This is great. Everybody's out there. We're on the yard, like we outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome, but they didn't like set up a table for us. So I was like, you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna go create my own yard.
Ooh.
So then what we did was we went down to the little freshman lawn, and we just started talking to people. And I think the yard is really what you make it. So I made the yard a place for people to come and, you know, just talk. So yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Like she said, just like a common place where like everybody can meet.
Yeah.
It's like no agenda. You just hang out.
It's just vibes.
Come on. Yeah. And sometimes our agenda gets in the way, right? Like, ultimately, if we're trying to build community, it takes people coming out of their shell.
Yeah.
Because life doesn't always go as we planned, right? So let's speak about this. All right. So I started this podcast saying that you guys will be yard runners. And you're like, what in the world does that actually mean? Before I say what it means to me. So a yard runner is someone who would take the initiative to take up space, make sure that their voice is heard, but also elevate the voices of other people. So, Danielle, I think you said it perfectly. Like, hey, this was an event. It was a tabling event, but there was no table. So I'm going to make the yard what I want it to be, right? How does that, now you knowing what a yard runner is, think about yourselves. How have you taken the initiative to say, you know what? I'm going to put my flag down and I'm going to represent. How has that transition happened for y'all?
I can start. Personally, coming to school, you hear, oh, you know, college is a crazy place where anything can happen, and just be careful because you're going to be tempted, because I grew up in church.
Yeah.
But when I got there, I realized, you know, I can actually just choose not to do those things. It's not like you have to do everything that everyone else is doing. You can really stand out and be different. So
I love it.
I've been trying to do that.
I love it. You chose to be different.
Yes, I chose to be different.
I love that. Anybody else?
I agree. It's all about choices. Like, you can pick what you want to participate in, what you want to do. You don't have to follow everybody else. Like, if you feel like this is what I should be doing, then like, and even if you're the only one doing it, you gotta like stand on what you like believe in, how you feel.
Right. Stand on business.
You
Yeah,
better
for
stand on
real.
business.
Stand
Come
on business.
on, let's know.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
A yard runner, especially, I'm echoing off of them, real podcast talk. A yard runner, you're really just making sure that your identity is in Christ and not in the college itself, not in the
Come on.
campus life, not in what's going on. Your identity is in Christ. So when I'm a yard runner, I'm running for the Lord. That's the only running I do. I'm running for the Lord with the flag of the army of the Lord.
Come on.
Amen.
Huh? With the army shirt on.
Amen.
Army
Come
strong.
on. That's why I got my
Stripes on
fatigue
my
on
army.
today. I
Strong.
knew. I
Yeah.
knew somebody was gonna go there. Daniel, what you got?
Honestly, going right off of you, I think going into this semester even, it's like creating that mindset, like developing the mindset to be on Christ. Like, I struggle with mindsets, trying to define what it is that I want to do, my
Yeah.
purpose, all these things. But just like you said, like if your identity is rooted in Christ, then no matter what the world or whatever everybody else is doing around you, even if you do stray, you're always going to return back to that path.
That's good.
So it's just, staying focused.
Train up a child in the way that they should go.
Oh, we know the word. Okay.
We in the book.
We're in the book.
Let's
In the
open
book.
up.
Huh? Oh, hold on. Where's my?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
We're
okay.
good,
Listen,
we're good,
I
we're
thought
good.
you was gonna go there.
We're good.
Okay. So with that, I think it kind of just segues perfectly into identity. Think about, freshman year, you were on the yard and you felt like I had to go with the flow. But, once you get your sea legs up under you, you know where you're going. How difficult or what challenges did you face kind of standing in your identity to say, you know what, this is not for me. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. How have you discovering your identity helped you take up space on your college campus?
That's a great question. Let me sit and ponder.
No.
Stay live.
Come on now.
What's coming right to mind is that don't quote me because I don't know all of it. That one verse where it's like, be like a tree planted by a river.
Oh,
its
you talking
roots,
good.
all of that good stuff.
Come on,
That's what's coming
that's
right
Psalms
to
1
mind.
now. That's some good
And I'm
Bible.
thinking like, okay, I know what's been instilled in me, train up a child. I know what's in me and I know what does and doesn't align. So even if I do stray a little bit, like Danielle was saying, I'm always going to come back to who I am in God. And so if I join this club, if I go to this party, if I join this fraternity or sorority, and I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't me. It's okay to trial and error is okay. Trial and staying is not. So that was good.
That was good.
I'm about to run around. This is just the
Excuse
beginning.
me, Mike.
Right.
About to run around.
That was good. Y'all hear that? Anyways, trial and staying is not. So just giving yourself the grace, because God has given us the grace. Giving yourself the grace to try things and also holding yourself accountable for not staying in those things if they're not for you.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. Anyone else?
I think that's kind of interesting because like this past year, I kind of like changed paths completely.
Completely, y'all.
So I went to like Tribeca and I played basketball, and like everybody expected me to like keep playing.
Cause you're dope, bro. Hold on,
Yeah,
don't.
but-
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she has game, y'all.
Candace Parker.
Don't be humble. You don't have to be
You know
humble.
what I'm saying?
Nah.
God flex. Simple.
But I think you have to choose what you want to do and not what everybody expects you to do and what like you've been doing, because like it's hard to change when you've been doing something your whole entire life, but when you realize like it's no longer for you, even if people like you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you can go this way, like you have to be true to yourself and like be honest. Like if I really want to do this, then like it's something that I need to do, but if you don't want to do it, then you gotta
Pivot.
you gotta take a step. Don't be scared.
I love
Don't
and
be scared.
thinking about that while everybody else is thinking about their response, right? Like to know, I even thought that I would be doing this for the rest of my life because I enjoyed it. But then you get into that season where you're okay with, I think I want to change.
Yeah, you have to experience
It's scary.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. Because you put in time
time,
hooping, like
years,
hooping.
money, like,
Money. Give me my money.
Right, but with that, it's Lord, I really feel like you're sending me to a new place,
Yeah.
and you're giving me a new name, right? And when the Lord speaks, it is the faith that it says, Lord, I don't know what's next, but I trust you, right? So no, that's dope. Thank you for sharing that. Identity.
Yeah.
Who else?
I'll say that it was actually my parents. I love you, Mom and Dad.
Come
But
on.
it was
shout
actually them that was kind of holding me back in a way because I was too comfortable living in their relationship with God and not having my own. I am a preacher's daughter, so that's very
That's real.
tempting.
That's so real.
Like just to be like, okay, yeah, my parents are they praying for me. I'm good. I don't gotta
Right.
worry about that. But being on your own for the first time really shakes you, and it's like, wow, I can't do this without God. So just getting closer to Him and finding my identity in Him rather than in my parents' relationship.
Come on. That's
Yeah.
so good. That's so good.
When got serious, you got to know him for yourself.
Yes.
You got to.
Taste and see.
Yeah. And with that, you think about it, like college students don't want your mom and dad's version of God.
Yes.
They want to see how relevant
That's
God
good.
is for you.
Right.
And so I have to know him to reflect him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that, I think giving students the space and even using platforms like this to say, hey, bro, we're not perfect people. Disclaimer, if you was looking for perfect people to do a podcast,
Went to the wrong place.
I'm probably cross-eyed
we're
in
not
this
them.
camera.
However, we're open to changing, and I'm open to discovering who God is in the season I'm in. Right, because the more you learn Him, the more you know Him, and the better you can just walk in your purpose and identity. So I like
Dang,
that.
you're good at this. You should be like a pastor or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, nah, bro. I really
You
just
sure?
be
It's
an
not your-
usher.
It's not your
Yeah.
I kind
calling.
of see it
Usher
on
ministry
you.
is me.
I see it on you.
It's the
You're really
sun.
good.
Yeah, that's the sun. It's the sun coming.
God's grace shining on you.
Danielle, what you got?
Honestly, I mean, y'all done said it all. I don't think I'm saying anything, but I would say for me, I'm very interested. I love like studying identity. Like I am
okay.
very, very interested in identity. And one of the things that I've learned, because I've been going to counseling,
Okay.
and so I go to a session like every week, and she told me, she's like, Danielle, because I was like, I don't like this person. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm a Christian. I'm supposed to love everybody, but I don't love this person. What's wrong with me? And she was like, there's nothing wrong with you. And she was like, the thing is, it's like, she's like, if you look inward and you look at like your hidden scars and things that have happened like in your childhood, a lot of that stuff like manifest in different behaviors because you never actually got to the root of the problem when you were a child. You kind of just let it like simmer, right? And so now your behaviors, they resemble those hidden scars that you have in you.
That's good.
And so with that, it's like me, I'm learning how to like, I guess you can say redefine my identity.
Yeah.
However, starting with redefining it with the Lord in the forefront of that identity.
Okay.
And I think it comes with like learning and understanding yourself a bit more. So you know how to like, how to engage a little bit more so you can shape yourself a bit more.
I love that. And even hearing that just because you don't want to address past issues, don't make it go away.
Yeah.
Right? And those are things, as we're saying, we got to get to know him. That means I have to feel comfortable enough with him to surrender some of these traumatic things that have happened in the past.
Yeah.
And to know that he still calls us beloved and loved and accepted and son and daughter, says, then it's really not about how perfect I am. It really shows how perfect you are, and I can bring anything to you. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know who that was for like, yo, first of all, shout out for therapy is important, right?
Yes, it is.
Therapy is important. And I love that you guys are a generation that is embracing it to say, bro, yeah, I talk to somebody weekly, right? And they still helping me discover people. Shout out your therapist. Shout out. Speaking of that, it kind of goes to the yard represents so much, not just the individual, but the collective, right? So on the yard, there's so many different types of people. How do you use the yard and your influence as yard runners to create community, right? Nothing God did was in silos. Nothing was only for him and these chosen people over here. He opened it up. Jesus came to say, you know what? I'm opening it up for everybody. So how have you used your identity in Christ to open not just the yard up, right? But open up the opportunity for people to get to know you and ultimately come to know Christ.
I can start this one off.
Okay.
So, starting, excuse me.
Come on.
Got a little,
That's all right. That's all right.
That's
Okay.
freedom. Let them go.
Yes. But starting off the year, I was like, you know what? We got to break some ground this year, you know? I've been struggling to get this up. And I'm like, but Lord, I think I'm going about it in the wrong way. I'm just sitting, I'm praying. I talk to Pastor DB like almost every other day of the summer about everything. And I'm telling him like something is different. I got to do something. Yeah. And my thing is, it's like, I think, which one of my things is like, I love diversity. Mm-hmm. Like I love listening to other people's stories and, just taking it all in and understanding it. And so I was like, you know what, Lord, what is it that I need to do for people on campus to love you and to understand you a bit more? And my granddad, he was like, okay, well, first off, starting off reading the Bible, he wanted me to start with St. John. Mm. And I said, okay, great. And so in that, I'm learning, okay, well, I got to love others as the Lord loves me. Yeah. No matter who they are, no matter what they are, no matter what they identify as, like including all of these, different things that people have as their identity. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you know what? Okay. So what I need to do is find a way to meet people where they are, because we have all these different ministries on campus, but like they stay in this confined area. And I'm like, that's what's wrong.
Yeah,
yes.
It's really a bubble.
Yes. I'm trying to stay in this confined area that I don't belong in. Yeah. I'm not meant to be confined. I'm meant to go out and preach, go out and connect with people. Yeah. So my thing is, it's like in the yard, bringing in like different voices and people, just going out and talking to different people, connecting with the LGBTQ plus community, connecting with different diversity groups on campus, and just conversating with people, understanding where they come from and who they are, because people are really interested in Jesus. However, they're afraid because of religious trauma and all this hurt and these like notions that they have about him. And so they're like, wow, like this ministry, like this is a thing. And I'm like, yeah. And you can come and you can talk. We're going to have dialogues on campus to where you can talk about all this pain, ask us questions.
Come on now.
No matter how hard they are, no matter how embarrassing they may be, we're here to answer your questions. Yeah. And so just showing love is my biggest thing, is showing love through actions and not words.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah. Like everybody, there's two things that everybody wants, and it's to like be seen and to be like accepted. And I feel like you have to create like an environment and a space for people to feel comfortable, like no matter what they bring to you, and it might be something that they're ashamed of. Like you have to be able to accept things for who they are, because you have to meet people where they are. You can't make this expectation or like try to create like this perfect Christian or this perfect person to be in my group, because like nobody's perfect and we're so far from it. So you can't like have a standard. You have to be open and accepting of everybody, I feel like.
No, that's beautiful. Yeah. That was beautifully said. I like that.
One thing I'm learning as I grow into adulthood. Sorry for cussing. One thing I learn is that I saw this post and it really hits home. I'm like, oh, this is good. Snap, snap, snap. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And so on our campus, I may be a pastor's kid. I might have been in church all my life. Well, as Raymond said, that doesn't mean anything unless you have a relationship with God on your own. Yeah. I may have been in church all my life, but there are people who are just coming to college and meeting Jesus for the first time. And so, like, I'm echoing everybody else. Meet people where they're at and understand that not everybody has the same exact relationship with Jesus. But the good thing about Jesus is that he is so big, so good, so great that he can have a different relationship with every one of us and still be the same God to all of us. So just kind of understanding, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, because I can't wrap my head around God. I can't wrap my head around all of the things he can do for everybody. I can't wrap my head around the fact that there's 7 billion people on this planet. But it's happening and God's doing it. So just kind of attempting to wrap my head around that is what really helps bring in the community and foster that sense of Jesus love.
I love it.
Yeah. Danielle said that people are actually very interested in Jesus, and they really are. It's just that not a lot of people are going to start the conversation.
Come on.
And I've been one of those people who have accepted that I have to be the person to start the conversation and just get it going, because people who have a lot to say, it's just nobody's asking them the questions. Nobody's being like, hey, what do you think? Because you think they're unqualified. We think people are unqualified.
Right.
So that, as well as, like they said, meeting people where they are, even if that's me going out, I'm not doing what y'all are doing, but I'm gonna come with y'all if y'all need some, y'all just need a little light around you. I'll come with you where you are, like physically I'll be where you are and then bring you in where you should be or where you can be when you choose to. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that we're making it known. We will start the conversation, right? One of the things that faith requires is for you to do the hard thing first. All right, think about it. Abraham, all right, leave everybody. I'm sending you here. Where are we going? I'll tell you. Well, I'm sorry, that's not good enough.
Where do you want to go?
Where do I
have an
actually put that
itinerary,
in?
Jesus?
Please.
I need a destination in my ways to know where I'm going. Just get in the car and drive, right? And God is kind of ushering us into this place to say, it can't just be good that we're outside. We got to occupy space if you're going to be there, right? Everybody's out. Everybody wants to talk. But what are you talking about, right? I can. All right. But here's the thing. If we're going to build community, one, you got to be the light and you have to be in the space for people to see you. I think what you said, Danielle, was so solid that we don't mind doing church at church. What? That's cute. Okay. But can you be the church when you're on the yard, when you're at probates, when you're at cookout? Can you occupy those spaces because Christ did? And ultimately, that is the Great Commission. Go therefore and make disciples. Teach them, right? Baptize them. All of these things is what he always commissioned us to do, but who's actually doing it? We're too busy wanting the world to come to us and not us go to the world, right? So last question is this.
The last one already?
I know, like this has been some really good conversation, bro.
Guess we'll have to come back.
I guess, like, dang, oh my gosh. Give me a story, right? Like information is good for the head, but stories are for the heart, right? It's the stories that, honestly, that is the gospel. It's all of these stories of what Jesus did to give us hope and inspiration and ultimately help us to surrender ourselves. Give me a story where someone has come back to you and say, hey, thank you. Because it was through you that I was able to take up space, find my voice, be seen, right? What's that heartfelt story that you have heard or, that you can remember? What's that for y'all?
Let me sit and ponder.
I'll go.
Okay.
I wasn't in college yet, but I was going into college.
Yeah.
And at my job back home, at a dance studio, I was mentoring like young girls.
Mentorship.
Mentorship,
I
yeah.
love that.
I love it too, actually. But the other counselors who were there, they were more strict. They were older. It's a fly.
I'm attacked.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my God.
They were older, so the way that they disciplined the kids were it's a lot harsher without really asking, okay, why are you doing this? What's going on at home? And I would actually talk to them and be like, okay, what's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's talk through this. Let's just count to 3. Let's think about this. Why are we acting the way we're acting? And I remember I gave one of them my number, and I came to college, and I get a text message out of nowhere saying, hey, Miss Rayma, how are you? I miss you, da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, hey, is everything okay? And it was like, yeah, I just want to thank you for everything that you were doing back then. I didn't think it made that big of a difference, but it did, and she still be texting me.
I love it. Anyone else?
I got to sit and ponder. There's a lot up in this head of mine. So let me dig deep.
Yeah. Because again, I think ultimately, and let's even pivot that question. What would it mean for you to create a space for people to find their voice? Like, man, I know this is important and I'm willing to do anything to make it happen. Right? Because being a yard runner just simply means, Lord, choose me. I'm going to imitate you as I imitate Christ. But hopefully in me imitating you, I hope to leave this type of impact on my campus. Right? Everybody wants their name in lights, but shout out to the people who never gets acknowledged, but God remembers. Right? So what is that for you?
I can start with that one.
Yeah.
I've actually been experiencing something a little bit different. It's a new I guess a new experience. It's funny because like I think the Lord highlights specific experiences that we go through, and they're kind of like core memories to like shape the rest of the way. And I think this week I experienced one of those, bigger things, bigger lessons. And so I guess I can tell you like the gist of the situation. Pretty much, I work in a lab, and there's some person who I have recruited that another person doesn't really, get along with or like very much. However, it's the matter of stuff that has circulated through gossip and drama and all that stuff, all that worldly stuff, really. And so, I think through this experience, I'm like, first off, I'm learning conflict management. That's one of the biggest things. And secondly, I'm trying to understand and like this idea of why, which I've asked the question all this week of why, Lord, do I fight to the like depths for everyone? No matter what it is that they've been through, there's something in me that just can't give up on people. And so my like friends and family, they're like, well, Danielle, you can't fight for everyone. Like some people deserve to suffer or do that. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like in my eyes, in my heart, like I just cannot, like that's just not how I operate. And so I think going like with your question, it's just that my biggest thing is like fighting for people.
That's good.
I have this like this desire, like this like yearn. I don't know what it is. This urge, this deep urge to just like I will fight to the death for literally anyone, no matter what they've gone through. And I think that a lot of people try and make it seem as if it's like a bad thing, something that like it villainizes me for some reason. However, I'm just like, no, like I cannot, like something, I just can't, like fighting for people and showing people that they have someone, like showing people that they have a connection here on earth, no matter what it is that they're going through, what it is that they feel. I literally give my number out to anyone and everyone. There's a woman out in the street, and she's like, it was when I was out of town, and my cousin was like, no, Danielle, stop it, don't do that. And she's like, she's like, can you pray for me? And I'm like, of course. And I'm just like, no matter what it is, like I will do like anything and everything to see someone succeed.
That's good, man.
And just fighting to the death, fighting to the end, and just showing them like God's love. That's what it is. It's just this unending love. Yeah. And so, yeah.
No, that's good.
It's beautiful.
Come on, you better fight.
One thing about God is that I'm echoing again, he meets us where we're at, and he understands what we're going through. He doesn't forget anything. He knows everything. So I'm thinking with me, if I've been through it, somebody else is probably going through it. I'm not the only person in the world. The world is full of people who are going through everything that has already happened. There's nothing new under the sun. So if I'm coming across somebody and I recognize the signs, I recognize what's going on. Oh, I've been through this. This is something that I have experienced, whether good or bad. Here, let me be that person for you. Here, let me tell you what helped me. Here, let me give you a couple scriptures. Let me give you a couple verses that helped me through, because at the end of the day, we can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't do it by ourselves, and God has placed specific people in our lives at different times to make sure that we get where we need to be so that his plan can be fulfilled. And so I think it's important to kind of just be that person, self-reflection and retrospection. I'm remembering where I have been. I'm not forgetting, because I'm not perfect and I'm not the best person in the world. I know that I've been through some things. If I hadn't been through some things, I wouldn't be here. So like I'm remembering, oh, I've been through some things. Other people have been through some things. I wish I had somebody. Let me be that person for them. That kind of brings us all together and helps bridge that gap between, oh, I don't know where to go, and here I am.
I love it. I love it. Anyone else?
Wait, what's the question again?
What is your hope in as a yard runner to leave on a campus, on your campus, to help people like take up space?
I just want to like they said, be a bridge, and to be like person that can like reach out their hand. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like nowadays people like shame people who like act like they care about things. Like it's okay. I know it's okay to care about stuff. Like it's not cool to be nonchalant and like act like you don't care.
Be very chalant.
I feel like it's a gift, and it's a strength to be able to like help people and extend your hand to people. And it's nothing that you should be ashamed of. Like, if you feel in your heart that you should be that person, like, to go out and help, like, that's what you should do.
I love it. I love that. Remy, you got?
Sure. What impact do I want to leave at TSU? I really just want, because I can't be there. I'm only there for 4 years. So I really just want to leave Jesus at the end of the day. Like, if it's not me, the next person who's going to take my place and do the same things in order to bring people closer to Christ. That's the most important thing to me. Short answer.
It. No, that's how you end it.
Yeah.
Our goal, honestly, and let's just be clear, to be yard runners and to occupy the yard simply means we're here to leave Jesus on this campus. And if he's there, that means healing can be there, restoration can be there, right? Peace can be there. Success will be known there. Yes. But ultimately, growth and discipleship will be there, because it may start with us, but it won't finish with us. So, one, I just want to say thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
And I don't know if I said this, but these yard runners are actually our Mount Zion College presidents for their individual campuses. So they're not just here talking, they're actually going out and doing the work. So I appreciate you, ladies. And it is always my goal to make sure that I can take anything off your plates so you can truly occupy the yard. So that's episode 1 of Occupy the Yard. Y'all, we did that thing. So listen, if you found any value in this, one, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you if while they were saying something, hey, throw it in the chat, right? Hey, come on, comment, like, all those things. But here's the thing: be a digital disciple and share this with someone you know needs to hear it. And no matter what campus you are on, I promise you, we as Mount Zion College Ministry, we pride ourselves on dropping our flag there. And simply that flag is Jesus. And we are that bridge. So thank you so much for watching. We love you. We're going to bring the culture, and we'll see y'all next time. All right? We out.